opening statement.
Thank you, Chairwoman Stevens. And before I begin discussing today's hearing, I would first like to say how thrilled I am to be named the new ranking member of Research and Technology Subcommittee. I am truly grateful to Ranking Member Lucas for asking me to serve in this role. As I take this new responsibility, I look forward to continuing the tradition of my predecessors, Ranking Member Waltz, Ranking Member Baird, in working in a productive and bipartisan manner. And Chairwoman Stevens, I hope that we can continue to build on our friendship and work together to deliver on the important matters before this subcommittee, like the focus of today's hearing. Today, we will be examining how our U.S. workforce can meet the current and future demands of domestic advanced manufacturing in the semiconductor sector. I appreciate each of our witnesses for taking the time to speak with us today and sharing their experience. I suspect every American has been impacted in some way by the global supply chain disruption for semiconductors or chips. Semiconductors have grown to become an essential part of our modern lives. In Iowa, they're nearly in everything that we do, from our tractors to our semi-trucks to our smartphones. With such an important industry, we are making a mistake in keeping so much of our manufacturing capacity offshore. The U.S. share of global semiconductor manufacturing decreased from 37% in 1990 to just 12% today. The CHIPS for America Act is bipartisan, bicameral effort to reestablish America's leadership in semiconductor chip manufacturing. Funding the CHIPS Act should be the top priority for Congress. We can and should pass this funding cleanly. Instead, 2 weeks ago, the Speaker used the CHIPS Act along with 12 other bipartisan SST bills to move the Partisan Competes Act through the House. A partisan super bill is not the way to get this important legislation done. Relying on offshore manufacturing has led to supply chain bottlenecks, a rising cost of materials, and a decrease of American influence worldwide. We must ensure that the United States is a leader in producing semiconductors to bolster our national security and decrease the influence of the Chinese Communist Party worldwide. China continues to make record-breaking investments in R&D and the semiconductor industry. By funding the CHIPS Act, the United States can help to solidify international leadership in advanced manufacturing for years to come. The CHIPS Act will likely generate tens of thousands of new manufacturing jobs in both high-skilled and trade-focused roles. This becomes as manufacturing companies are already facing difficulty finding skilled workers. Meeting the growing demand for the skilled workforce will be a critical factor in successfully growing our semiconductor sector. Today, we will examine how the manufacturing industry, community colleges, and higher education institutes can work together collaboratively to solve these problems. I'm looking forward to hearing from our witnesses and the panel on the ideas that they have to build out the STEM pipeline in this space and how we should be thinking about leveraging existing partnerships. I am particularly interested in how we can capitalize on the expertise of our military veterans and encourage industry to tap into this talent pool. The CHIPS Act is a great step toward American investment in the semiconductor industry, but it's only the first step. The committee should continue to consider how we are connecting Americans with these good, high-wage STEM jobs across our country. We are at a pivotal moment where Americans are thinking about a career change, and this conversation about workforce opportunities could not be more timely. Thank you, Madam Chair, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Well, thank you, Representative Feenstra, and again, welcome to